Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about how AI is fundamentally changing the world of work. And look, this isn't some sci fi fantasy about a far off future. This is about a massive shift that is happening right now, today. So let's get into it.
Now, that is a heavy statement. It sounds almost threatening, right? But here's the thing, it's not science fiction, and it's not just a wild guess. It's a conclusion, one that's drawn from an AI analyzing just a mind boggling amount of economic and labor data. The prediction is literally being made by the very technology that's driving the change.
So that really begs the question, doesn't it? How can an AI possibly sift through all of that messy, chaotic human information and come out with such a clear, confident prediction? Well, it all comes down to a kind of cold, hard math. So, what is this cold calculus? Well, you gotta understand, AI isn't using intuition or a crystal ball. It is systematically scanning millions upon millions of data points, looking for patterns across the entire global economy. And at its core, this whole analysis really just boils down to three key questions. First, how fast can we automate a specific task? Second, what's the cost of a human doing that exact same task? And third, maybe the most important one, how predictable is the work? Is it just the same thing over and over again? When the AI weighs these three factors, a very, very clear trend starts to emerge.
And that trend? It leads directly to what you could call a hit list of jobs, roles that are the most at risk. This is the moment where that big, abstract idea of AI's impact suddenly gets very real. We're talking about roles built on tasks like data entry, just copying and pasting, or handling basic customer support questions, simple accounting, reviewing documents for keywords, even writing basic junior level code. These are the kinds of tasks that really make up the backbone of millions of jobs all over the world. And here is the most crucial point, the common thread that ties all of these jobs together. It isn't the industry. It's not the job title on your business card. It's the very nature of the work itself. It's all built on repetition and predictable routines. And let's be really clear about something. This shift is not happening because humans are failing at these jobs. Not at all. People are fantastic at this work. This isn't about replacing workers because they're not good enough. It's really just a simple matter of efficiency. When you're talking about doing the same thing again and again, machines just have a huge advantage. They have the edge in three key ways: speed, long-term cost, and pure stamina. A machine can do it faster, more cheaply over time, and it never, ever gets tired. It doesn't need a coffee break, and its performance doesn't dip at 4 p.m. on a Friday. And this brings us to what is probably the single most important idea in this entire explainer. We have to completely change the way we think about this whole situation. So the data predicts that by 2030, something like 300 million jobs around the world are going to be seriously impacted by this. And wow, that is a massive number. When you hear a number like that, it's pretty easy to feel a little bit of dread. But let's just pause for a second and ask the right question here. Does that number truly mean 300 million people are going to be unemployed? Well, the answer is no, not necessarily. This is it. This is the single biggest insight from all of this analysis. The common myth, what we all hear, is that AI is coming to replace people. But the reality is so much more nuanced. AI doesn't replace people. It replaces tasks. It's designed to take over the boring, the routine, the repetitive parts of a job, not the entire human being who's doing it. And believe me, that distinction changes everything. So you might be thinking, if AI is going to handle all the routine stuff, what's left for us to do? And that is where the real opportunity starts. It opens up a door to create a completely new kind of value in the workplace, a value that is uniquely human. This quote from the source material just nails it. The whole goal here isn't to just survive this change. No way. For the people who learn to adapt, this shift actually makes them more valuable, exponentially more valuable than they were before. So what does adapting actually look like in the real world? It's basically a three-step process. First, you have to look at your own job and identify the routine parts. Second, instead of trying to compete with the AI doing those tasks, you learn to manage it. You become the person who tells the tool what to do. And third, once you're free from all that routine work, you can finally focus your energy on the things that we humans are just way better at: high-level strategy, real creativity, and solving those messy, complex, unpredictable problems. And look, this is not some prediction for 20 years from now. These tools are already here. They are available today.
This shift is happening as we speak, and you can already see its effects in pretty much every industry out there. So, at the end of the day, the question isn't if this change is going to happen, it's here. The only question that really matters now is the one you have to ask yourself. How are you going to adapt?